Coming back on the shove twice, you said?
So the starter unit itself, it'll free spin one way, and it'll lock up the other way, but this gear is not supposed to move on there like that.
So if you move like that, it's no good.
Yeah. So this is broken. This is bad. The whole part. The whole part. You replace it. It's a $100 unit.
So you'll be selling it for $300 then, huh?
You want to inspect the gear here, make sure that it's not broken. I've seen these gears broken before. Be like a little crack in the side. That's part of disassembly. You want to clean all your parts, inspect it, look for chipped gears, broken gears, cracked gears. Seems to be okay. Bearing housing looks okay. This is your output shaft. This is what your jack shaft attaches to. So that's your screw hole right there for the jack shaft. These are just return springs.
Okay, what happens if you get the ball?
Great words of advice. Great words of wisdom.
From the starter motor itself, make sure that none of these gears are stripped or broke off. So there we go. This is about the extent of what you're going to do out in the field. It's about as far as you'll take it down. Take it this far, get the clutch out, drop in a new clutch, reassemble it, slap it in the bike. How long did it take me to take this apart? Less than 5 minutes.
You don't do solenoid rebuilds very often?
Not very often. So that'll be our next part. So on the back side, right side's right here. This is our solenoid housing.
This is where our positive battery cable comes into.
And this is where the positive comes out of into the starter motor when we close the relay, or when we close the solenoid. Functions, or does two functions. Not only does it contact the high current from one side of the post to the other to turn over the starter motor, it's also a plunger unit, which throws out your shaft, the whole jack shaft assembly. So we'll take this cover off. Cover off. You have your little gasket. And you have your plunger assembly. Somebody's important. So what you want to be checking here is this copper ring right here. As you can see, it's a little bit pitted, but not too bad. It's relatively new. So if it was had some white or some green corrosion on here, you would take a little emery cloth or a little like 1000 grit sandpaper, just clean it all up. You want it nice and shiny, copper shiny, just like that is.
So you'll do that.
Then you come in here, and you'll do these contacts inside of here. These contact points. You got one right here. That's for your green wire, your trigger wire. And you have a contact point here, contact point right there. And if you guys, and now I've never taken one of these apart in the field. This next part. But just so you guys know what it looks like. Anybody want to guess if this is a electro mag or a permanent mag starter? Just by looking at it?
Electromag.
What are the indicators for it being a electro mag?
No bolt? There's no screws on it.
Usually an electro mag will have screws on the side holding the plates. If it's a blank like this, usually that means that it's a permanent mag.
Shit.
So I just say opposite whatever you do, I know it right.